Hello everyone, welcome back to 10 Minutes Astrology. I'm Rob Chang. Today with me is Alejo. Hello Alejo, how are you?
I'm good. How's everyone? Hi. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I'm feeling zen and calm.
You're going into Zen mode.
Yeah, because it's the end of our Mars series.
Yeah, wow. It's been a journey.
What a journey, yes, Mars is a very interesting topic. We can talk about Mars from very different angle, from the anger, from the achievement, from attack, from violence.
Yeah.
So, it is very interesting, but soon we will announce our next topic. But before that, let's go to the Mars in Pisces.
All right. So, Mars in Pisces, how do they react to anger or to frustration? I think Pisces has a kind of perhaps denial, can have a kind of a denial attitude of reality.
Hmm.
And it also has this ability to blur boundaries.
Yes.
So that's why Pisces is so intuitive. But also this means not only that they can have intuitions about the people around them, but also they can transfer their feelings, emotions, and thoughts to the people around them, even if they don't want to. So I always like this idea when I think of Mars in Pisces. I always think of these people who say, "No, I'm a pacifist. I would never do anything. So if they are frustrated, they would say like, "Oh, it's okay. Oh, well, it's fine. It's gonna be better the next time." This kind of rejection of anger, but people around them, they get
Hmm.
soaked
Oh,
in this
soaking.
feeling of injustice and anger. So I imagine like Mars in Pisces is like, no, I would never do anything. But of course, I tell this to my friend who is a Mars in Aries, Moon in Aries, Sagittarius rising, and it's my friend who goes and fights for me. I think there's this kind of uh, transferring this
I
this Mars around them.
I get your point. It is very interesting. So they are not really kind of fighting, but they they kind of distribute. So they kind of spread it out. That's
Yeah.
interesting. That is a very interesting view. There is a kind of I think a general idea for some astrologer or for most of our um, modern astrologer, we think about the water sign are emotional.
Yeah,
Are
exactly. Because sorry, yes.
Yeah, go on.
The other image I would have is the opposite of Mars in Pisces, like emotions overflowing. So suddenly they get super angry, but it's not channelized. So they're just angry, screaming and crying, and
Uh,
but it doesn't have like a focus. Yeah.
yeah, that was very interesting because that was because that give a totally different idea. But I'm not going to try to contradict you. But it's very interesting when we learn the horary astrology with the triplicity, with the water triplicity. One of the key theme of the water triplicity, Cancer, Scorpio, and the um Pisces.
Pisces. Yes.
Yeah, they have the kind of a calm quality. They are calm and laid back. So
Yes. Yes. And
yeah, so
Mars rules the water triplicity, right?
oh yes, yes. I think it depend on what
If
triplicity
it's
you're following. I think for William Lilly and Ptolemy, that Mars totally rule the water triplicity, and for Dorothy's or some other other type of triplicity, maybe co-ruling with the Moon and the Venus, if I remember
yeah, I think
correctly.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not traditional astrologer, but I try to remember that. So yes, I do find that when my horary teacher like Deborah Holding or Charlotte Online, they explain to me the water can calm Mars down. So that's the best place for the Mars. I think I like this idea. So,
I
but
like this
that is
idea also because Mars rules Scorpio. It's in a water sign. I think we have, like you were saying, as modern people, we have Alexa is talking to me. She says she's not sure about what I'm saying. We have, as modern people, we have this idea that contradicts, right, emotions with, I don't know, control, like you were saying, something like being calm, right?
Yeah.
And so so for us, it's like Mars and water do not go together. It's like we cannot think of Mars and water going together. But if you think about sport people, like
Yeah.
Lionel Messi has Mars in Cancer. He's the
Yeah.
most important football player in the world.
David Beckham has a Mars in Pisces.
Mars in Pisces, exactly. So it's like these athletes that you would expect have a strong Mars, what it's so-called a strong Mars. If you think that in water Mars is not strong,
Yep.
and Mars in Cancer is supposed to be very weak, actually, there's something that doesn't match, right? And I think it
Yeah.
has to do with this duplicity and maybe what you're saying about this idea of taming Mars so that it's kind of channeled to, yeah.
Yeah, I like this idea. How about we look today's case because it's another very powerful Mars, to be honest. You only see her Mars on her stage, but you don't know entire of her life. She was dealing with the Mars.
Yes, let's see the chart.
Here we have Tina Turner. Everyone knows Tina Turner, and she was born in 26 November 1939, 22 o'clock, 10 minutes in the North Bush, Tennessee. And she has Mars in Pisces, 4-degree Pisces in 7th house.
Yeah, and she's a Leo. I also see a lot the Leo rising. I meant the Leo rising.
Yeah, Leo rising,
With
yeah.
the sun in Sagittarius, she has so much fire. Wow.
Oh, wow, yes.
Well, interestingly enough, this Mars is very much square her sun, right?
Yes.
So what you were saying, the warrior themes, the idea of survival, may become part of her identity and part of her life struggle.
Yes.
And with Mars in the 7th house, I wonder, well, I also know her story, to be honest, how much can she acknowledge her Mars? I think with Mars and Pisces, there might be a tendency to, like we were saying before, deny her anger, deny her drive in terms of being compassionate and being in touch with others. And if it's in the 7th house, I think this could happen even more. The idea that it is other people who play Mars for me. I cannot play Mars.
It's possible. It's possible,
So it's like I
especially.
don't acknowledge I have my own Mars.
Yeah. Yeah. I think usually things in 7th house or in the with the opposition aspect are usually easily we recognize one side. And then with that other people, we invite other people to play that role for them until we acknowledge it and take it back. So this Mars in 7th house on her, well, in one way, yes, could describe her terrible experience with the domestic violence. Here, I think we have to say it's not everyone who has Mars in 7th house
of course,
facing domestic violence. It's not what we say. But she allowed other people play Mars for her. This could be an athlete partner or a partner being very brave and active.
Yeah.
But another side of Mars could be violence. This we cannot deny, or anger. And unfortunately, in her story, she was so young, right? She was only teenagers. Then she get married, and Lisa Ike Turner, this husband has like a kind of a domestic violence and
he was super
terrible.
violent.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So this
and
could
again,
be,
we don't want to justify. Also, just to make
Yes.
sure we're not justifying this person through the chart.
Yeah.
But we're not saying that it's normal that she had this because now it sounds like it's her fault because she had Mars in the 7th. And we're not saying that at all, of course. We're just wondering how might this sense of not owning my Mars might be expressed. And of course, we know her story, and her story was a story in which she had to learn how how to recover her Mars, right? How to be her
Hmm.
Mars, and she did, I think. But it was a quest, let's say.
I have to say, yes, it's super powerful quest. She has to leave. She has to leave the place and restart her career again. Not only this, but also she start to talk about her experience. And we read from the report because she has powerful influence as a superstar, a famous singer. When she started to talk about her the domestic violence experience, it's kind of some scholars, some psychologists, or some scholars talking about her influence is encourage people
Mm,
are more brave to talk about their experience in
exactly.
domestic violence. So, like you say, this kind of fusion, this kind of influence stand out. And I agree. Like you say, Mars square the sun. She has to stood up for herself. She has to
Yeah, and
claim her Mars back.
because it's very courageous. So we're talking about this like Tina Turner now is gone, so we know she cannot listen to this. And if she was alive, I don't know if she could listen to our podcast. I wish she did.
Yeah.
But so we're talking like about this person who seems she's not real, right? Like she's like it's a theoretical person.
Mm.
But if you get in touch with people, women who have suffered domestic violence, it takes a lot of courage for them to
Yeah.
speak up. First of all, because they're afraid that something worse is going to happen to them.
Yes.
Secondly, because they feel humiliated, and they feel humiliated in two ways. In one way, because they feel ashamed, they feel like, uh, how come they don't, how come they allow the situation to go on for her,
Mm.
for them, but they don't know how to do different. And but then also sometimes they feel ashamed because the abuser is so tricky that he makes them feel guilty. He makes them feel responsible for his anger.
Yes.
So they feel more ashamed. They feel like, I made him get angry again. They get like this kind of brainwashed by this guy. So it takes so much courage to face all of those fears and speak up.
Yeah. Oh, I just noticed that not only the sun, also the moon is formed a multiple T square. It formed a
It's
multiple T
true.
square with the moon
Yeah.
in Gemini. So that give her a chance to speak out. But I think I can guess with this T square, it takes a long time to speak out with especially with Mercury retrograde. And
Yeah.
so yes, I'm really sorry for her and also for other people, doesn't matter any sex or gender, who experience the domestic violence, and it's a very challenging situation. And so I mean, even her Mars in Pisces, she still find a way out. She still stood up. So I would say, let's come back to astrology. I would say that's us not assume that Mars in Pisces are soft and weak.
No, exactly. She was super powerful. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Alejo, thank you. We finished another series again.
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, I really enjoyed because I mean, talking about astrology and learning together is, it's not just we talking and chatting. I think we also learning something, and something usually comes to
Yeah.
awareness and can trigger. So this is how we learn astrology. It's not only in the school, but also, while we practice, while we chatting with a friend. Now we've been in the series. So what
So what's
would be
next?
our next step? Are we going to have a holiday?
We should go on holidays, but we're not. We're going to keep working because you are Mars in Capricorn, so you are work, work, work. And next time we're going to start talking about, you mentioned it today actually, the retrograde planets.
Yeah, and I will suggest not only the retrograde, but also a tiny bit of the stationary. It's very
Yes.
interesting because I think everyone will talk about retrograde planets. We are different. We are unique.
We are unique. Yes.
We are unique. We are unique, Alejo, and unique road. So we will talk about not only retrograde planet, but also stationary. So that would be interesting. And also, if you say what is stationary planet, I'm sorry, you have to come to my talk in a conference.
Ah, nice.
Or you just buy the recorder, or I have some, we would explain it in our series too. We will explain it maybe in the first episode. I will talk about how we learn to distinguish between what is stationary planet and what is retrograde. Okay, so
Nice.
looking forward to work with you again. See you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.